Last time on Polymorph Self, the epic saga of Seyda the Barbarian and a team of rapidly disappearing elves. It turns out that fighting dragons and hiking around a trans-dimensional tower is a pretty good workout. Bjorn, Hjani and I are all feeling stronger, sneakier and fightier now. But Onas isn't, because Onas got himself lost in time and space. Or maybe he is. We have absolutely no idea what is happening with him. But one thing we do know is that a previously empty valley is now covered in city, and our ornithopter is lost within. We explored the upper chambers of the tower in the hope of finding some clues. Messing around with the orb chair didn't seem to do anything but worry Bjorn, but we did discover the diary of Lalia Whiteblade, of the horrible Whiteblades. It looks as if a family feud is about to turn into an all-out civil war, with my hometown smack in the middle. Bjorn and I have some contacts who could help, but Hjani is more interested in binding herself a dragon. Whatever we do decide to do, though, first we need to get out of this damn tower.
Okay, you take
like a toga.
You take the silk. So you are covered in filthy armor and dirt and blood splatters, but with this really classy silk kimono tied over the top of it, essentially now.
Yeah.
Just my.
Did Gob like taking baths? Is there a bath in here?
That would be nice.
There are two areas you've not checked out yet.
I feel the need to just ask for a little more about the hidden city, or can I glean anything else from this journal? I'm just trying to find out who. Maybe I missed it somewhere back there. Who are the people that were in the hidden city?
Well, the people you've been encountering in the piece of information you find in libraries, the pictures you've been seeing, are these kind of like a parallel race of elves who live in this part of the forest. That's the language that Onas was working on.
And, okay.
Oh, so if we went into this town, actually, there's a chance that none of us would actually understand what's going on. I might be able to glean some just by being elf.
Yeah, it needed Onas a while to get the hang of the language, like different samples, trying it out.
And they are hiding from the anti-Theophanites? They're hiding, do we know?
Well, I mean, I'll allow that to say you know it because it was implied. Onas has read something to that effect out of the anti-Theophanite book thing. It's certainly an ancient struggle that you've heard of, yeah.
Right, okay.
It's not your character could put this together, yes.
Well, I've got knowledge local.
What is it? Because you are local.
It's a +6.
Okay, see if you can get 15 or above.
It's a 15 +6. 21.
Okay, it all starts coming together in your mind. Legends about previous... there used to be different races of elves, and the Kikatharan elves were actually considered the rural superstitious ones, but they're the ones who came down to the river valley and founded the lasting civilization, which is supposed to have been going on for the previous 5,000 years, the best that your scientists can take. That's you guys, yes. Well, that's Hjani, and you're halfway there, technically.
That's me.
Seyda is human.
Good half.
Yeah, this seems to gel with like really distant, unproven legends that there used to be other elven civilizations in the area.
Whew. Can I just mention the discrimination in all of these elven buildings and constructs? The ornithopter can only be used by a pure elf. The doors can only be opened by a pure elf.
Blah, blah, blah. Actually contribute something to culture, and then you can talk about discrimination, okay?
You're the one who didn't want to come see the spider tapestries. Who's uncultured now?
Wait, did you want to see the spider tapestries?
I wanted to see the spider tapestries.
Yeah, Hjani, hashtag not all humans.
Okay.
Next you're going to tell me that human lives matter.
That's going a bit far.
If only Onas was here to hashtag all... No, I'm not going to go there. Yeah.
Oh, if only Onas was here. I was never ever going to say that.
Well, this is the thing, right? I feel like we haven't had a meeting to reflect on the fact that he isn't here anymore. I know you've got this globe, right? But
we're kind of hitting the ground running because we're thrown into a really weird situation. I don't think it's sunk in that Onas is gone.
What I want to do, he's always with us.
We might do this again later, but what I want to do very quickly is I want to hear every one of you come up with one awesome memory of Onas. It can be good or bad. And if you can't remember anything, that's a testament in itself, isn't it? Let's start with Seyda.
Why are we suddenly having a weird grief session?
Well, there is this really comfortable bed here, so we could rest on it for a second.
lie
right?
down, spill out
Yeah.
our thoughts. I remember the time that I rescued Onas from a really violating vine.
And tell what happened.
I rescued him. I cut that vine in half and he didn't get violated by the vine. And I was amazing. That's what happened.
That's a Vine story.
Bjorn.
I remember our very first fight, our very first encounter that we came across. You remember when like those troopers were being pinned down in the road, and like I snuck up and pretty handily took. I saved Onas's ass that day. I saved his life, and so that means that orb is indebted to me forever.
I was going to say, so I think that orb owes you one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Heartwarming stories illustrating the depths of Onas's personality and life experience. Let's finish up on Hjani.
Well, I remember back at the Palo once when Onas was sleeping, I put his hand into cold, warm water, and he peed himself, and he woke up and acted like it was a completely normal thing. And that's what I remember about Onas. He also talked a lot, but I wasn't really listening those times.
Is this the origin story of Onas's stench?
Yeah, I think you know what? Actually, maybe
Was that
it just
just before
added
we went out?
layers. Yeah, and he didn't smell that. Apparently, he doesn't smell anything else. Now we know how he managed to keep all those layers of stench without ever going.
I actually miss
Insane.
blaming my farts on his stoat. They were me, you guys.
Actually, you could have just blamed it on him.
Yeah, that we didn't talk enough about how flatulent his stoat was. But now it's been said. Now there it is. It's out there. He had a flatulent stoat.
Roll for flatulence.
We all knew that it wasn't Stoat.
Yeah,
We all knew it was you.
You guys are good.
So, and we're back. Yeah, there's only really the north arch with the carved snakes and the
blood on the floor.
bloodstains.
So no bathroom, like no bathtub or anything.
Maybe he was taking a bath in blood.
Or he was on his way to have a bath as blood was dripping off him.
And he experienced the change. He became a woman.
Okay,
That's
anyways.
not the change.
He's a shapeshifter. They don't call it the change?
That's the other one.
They didn't teach that in the School of Hard Knocks.
Okay, yes, we go to the north.
You walk to the north, and the arch again. This time, it's a wide, 20-foot wide, huge. Like you could fit double doors in it, but it's just an empty arch. The archway's carved as snakes, and you can see the blood trail because on the other side is an east-west corridor, basically going left and right. To the left, heading west, is the blood stains going off down the corridor, and to the east, to your right, it goes off into darkness, and you need the bioluminescence doesn't illuminate any further. It looks
Wait,
dark.
my orbs are still glowing, right? The pods, sorry?
Oh, good point. You can use the seed pods. Yeah.
Well,
okay.
I hold one aloft to light our way. Let's follow the blood first. I want to make sure
I
that
follow
we
the
don't
blood
get
stain.
attacked by
Yeah.
anything. We follow the blood.
20 feet down the corridor, it ends at a dead end, but in the north wall is an arch leading into a room. This room has a terrible stench. The walls of this large chamber have been covered in sheets of glistening spider silk. In the centre are two sturdy tables topped with metal slabs. On both of those are desiccated corpses. Or desecrated, take your pick. One means eaten, one means chopped to pieces.
Thank you.
I just thought I'd explain that. Belonging to some kind of humanoids, now unrecognisable. Shiny, wet organs sit on side benches, as do all kinds of knives and saws.
This isn't a bathroom.
Well, I think we owe it to ourselves to investigate further.
Yeah, I walk
Anyways.
further inside with my orb.
Okay, the first thing you notice is there are no other exits from this room, and you get close to the first body. It appears to have been a male hobgoblin.
Ah, no wonder this fell.
The identifying male organs are also part of the stuff on the slab next to it.
You mean penis.
I poke around for some treasure.
Okay, what with?
I have a dagger.
Okay, you withdraw your dagger and you start poking around inside the corpse of the thing, right?
Well, around it as well.
Oh, I thought you meant the
lift
awful
some
pile.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You find only piles of meat,
Ugh.
Okay.
but it's quite fresh.
Oh.
It's kind of cold in this room, and Again, it's been lined with this silk. There's a minimal amount of damp and mold in here.
I do a lap of the slabs just to take a look around, see if there's anything to be seen, picked up, gleaned, info.
The other corpse is a male, or was a male human, and the clothes and possessions are nowhere to be seen. But on the other side of the room, you see several flasks of bodily fluids with rubber stoppers in them.
Jesus. I do not go near those.
Well, yeah. Okay, you do not touch them or otherwise go near them.
I'm leaving this room. I leave the room.
I follow.
Yeah, I follow as well.
So there's basically only this one thing you haven't seen now. And the other way, you use your holding aloft your seed pod glowing bioluminescent blue. Mood lighting. It's very, what kind of mood would that be?
Blue.
Okay. It also ends with an arch, but this one has a door in it with a metal handle and lock.
Open the door, Seyda.
I open the door.
Okay, it's locked. Do you want to do the whole Dungeons... We haven't had Dungeons & Dragons open doors by barging it down roll, have we, the whole time?
No, most doors have been very openable,
Yeah.
surprisingly.
Or have been unlocked.
Let's barge this door down.
Okay, I'm going to go old school D&D version 1, which is you roll a 1d6.
Ooh.
You have to get a 5 or 6, knock it down, but you add your strength bonus.
Okay.
What's your strength bonus?
Is... Where is my strength bonus? +3.
Okay, so only a 1 can fail.
Okay. I rolled a 5, which is 8.
You take a step back, you shoulder barge the door and smash it off its hinges, and it goes clattering to the floor. As much as a wooden door can clatter.
Good job.
This room appears to be some kind of junk store. It's quite large, maybe 30 by 50 feet with a high ceiling. You would have difficulty entering, though. To do so, you'd have to climb on top of mounds of dusty sacks, half-broken crates and piles of junk. To top it off, it appears to be held together in sections by large spider webs.
I pull out one of the sacks that I can pull out into the corridor.
Inside are the musty curling pages ripped out of old books, over half of which are illegible.
What do the half that are legible say? Is there anything about dragons?
They're written in that script that Onas was working on. They appear to have been salvaged from somewhere within the monolith by the Arania.
Do you guys mind if I take 10 and just climb around on this pile? And
Go
see
nuts.
if I can find anything of worth?
Go on ahead. I'll take a look through those elven words and see if I can make heads or tails of them.
I
Okay.
take 10 and scrabble around.
Okay, yes, it is in fact easy for you to scrabble around.
I'm climbing.
And you scrabble around, you poke around, you check the piles, you look in sacks. And finally, you do in fact find one item which doesn't appear to be junk. And that is a third orb, which is also pure white, not perfectly round or oval, but it doesn't have any flaws in it like colour. It's just a pure white marble orb. But like the other pure white one, it's not really a perfect circle or oval. It's it's a little bit off. And it's also kind of cold to the touch.
Guys, I found an orb.
Another one?
A white one. It's chilly.
Maybe this one should be the stout.
We've got an orb each. We've got an orb each. We can each have an orb.
Oh, good. Yeah, okay. I could not make sense of the words orb each.
I thought you were talking about a beach as well.
Yeah, I
actually,
thought you said we could make a beach of orbs, and I didn't make sense.
That would be beautiful.
Oh.
Let's go to a beach.
Well said.
Have any of us ever been to a beach?
No, we live in a winter kingdom.
That's a good question. The South Bay, where the capital is, and several fishing towns, is frozen over completely 8 months of the year. And it's all like rocky bluffs, cliffs, and cold grey sea smashing into it. There are no beaches.
Oh.
Okay, so
Well,
you
if we
have...
keep finding orbs, we can build a beach out of them. Fine.
Yeah, you have... you've seen everything there is to see in the atrium that you passed by. So essentially, what you passed by on the way up was Laria's chambers and her actual journal. And so you've cruelly read two people's diaries and ransacked both their bedrooms.
All right, so guess we're gonna have to go back down Rat Alley and figure out how to get out.
I think you broke the door controls.
But there weren't any. There weren't any controls. It was about standing somewhere, so we might have to take some time and
No, it was
stand in
that.
places.
It was that green room where you open that bell jar and that little gem just turned into dust.
Would you like to read the entry in Gop's book again?
Let's do that again, please.
It said two things. It said that he disabled the doors and got control of it himself via that room, and that on his person he had the other, you know what he's referring to, but the other gem, essentially. He also said that according to his research, is anyone of pure elven blood could operate it generally from the inside. Like, if you're a pure elf, you could open the door to get out. That was his theory, but he was unable to test it because he's a man spider.
I think we's gonna test that theory.
I would like to get out of this tower. I'm pretty sick of this tower.
Okay, yeah.
Hopefully the new town has a bath.
We make our way to Beljar room. Yep.
Yes.
Wait, no, we just need to go to the door. Where was the door? The bell jar room didn't have a door.
The ground floor just had one huge hall with a domed ceiling where you set fire to all the spider webs and fought the monstrous spiders, and one corridor leading out of it that you came in from. That's all that was on the ground floor.
So we don't have to control the door from the green room.
I don't know. I'm not pure elf, so this discrimination, this tower of discrimination.
That's going to be a new magic item in the game, Tower of Discrimination.
All right. Why don't we have all the time in the world? Let's go check out that green room and just poke around there. I'm pure elf. Maybe if I poke something will happen.
You return to the basement, taking a left-hand turn at the bottom of the stairs into the room marked with the green star. There were two rooms, one where the bell jar was smashed, the second one referred to in the book where the bell jar was intact, but after you picked it up, the gem inside had interverse. So you are back there, it looks exactly the same. There is an empty bell jar on a plinth.
So I pick up the bell jar, I put my hand on the plinth, and I empty my mind of thoughts.
You do that. Nothing changes in the room.
I got nothing, guys.
Did you think about doors?
Doors?
Yeah, think about open doors.
Okay, I pick up the bell jar, I put my hand on the plinth, and I think about open doors.
Okay, you do that. Describe the door you're seeing in your mind's eye.
I am seeing a big black door that I hadn't seen before, just opening the way that it did that one time when we first came into.
And describe the personal childhood memory that accidentally popped into your mind at the end.
Mom was yelling at me again.
That fear spell has had long-term traumatic effects on you. Okay, you do that, and now you've stopped doing it.
Hjani, what's wrong?
No, this is just part of the spell. I think.
Do you want to play with my white orb?
I got 2 orbs.
Okay. All right, we head back down Rat Alley. I want to see if her thinking...
I'm going to make a DM call right now. Hjani gets 200 experience points for an awesome piece of drama there.
Tiny little violin plays in the background.
Yeah, whether it be sarcastic or not, I'll dub on that violin later and you get the points. Yeah, but I don't want to turn this into a podcast with hundreds of little sound cues in the background.
Yeah, I've heard one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So you go back up and you exit the ground floor by the corridor that you came in from.
Rat Alley.
Yeah, talking of which, you stalk down it by the light of your seed pod. And as when you came in, all along the sort of floor at the sides of this corridor are like gutters with like holes draining into it where the rats came out. But no rats appear this time.
Not even the rats that we slayed?
They are all missing. You get to the far end, and you are faced with a dead end, a wall of pure black obsidian about 5 feet in front of you. That's what you're looking at right now. What are your actions?
I would suggest that Hjani think really hard about doors, but after the last time, I don't want to bring up horrible childhood memories.
It's okay. I'll think about doors again.
Think about doors. I'm just going to keep on the lookout down Rat Alley the way we just came to make sure that no rats are coming.
I touch the wall where a door should be.
You do so, and the wall disappears, and you are looking out once more into the frozen forest, that sort of dark, gloomy forest under the canopy from whence you entered.
Okay. Now
you feel the wind blow in on you.
All right, guys.
Now, is there a gift shop at like the base of the tower?
Would you like to step out and have a look?
Yeah, we all get out.
Wait, whoa. Well, I guess too late.
Well, Bjorn walks out. Hjani
what
doesn't.
would you ever want to stay in here for?
I thought I remembered Onas saying something about a bunch of things stalking the area around. I feel like if we were going out, we should probably sneak a little out.
When he used the vision chamber, he saw blink dogs hanging around directly outside the tower. However, when Bjorn stalks out, you do not see any. In fact, the only thing you notice is that the light is fading in the evening sky as it twinkles between the small gaps in the canopy. And you also see the edge of the top of the ridge going down, where the ground takes a steep slope and the top of those stone stairs, which is weird because they're actually around the corner. That's a DM mistake. You don't. You see the corner at the end of the wall that you walked around in order to get here. Mm-hmm. And you don't see any blink dogs.
Well,
all right.
We should make our way to the ornithopter, shouldn't we?
Yes.
And
quietly.
One thing I'm not going to repeat, though, is the when I read out the introduction from atop the tower, I did mention the landmark.
Yes, we need to make it towards the sun-shaped weather vane, where the ornithopter should be.
Wait, so we are in this weird city?
That's a good point. From this vantage point of under the canopy at the top of the...
we have no idea.
The bottom of the tower, you can't see. You'd have to...
Well, you think like the world has changed back since we came down?
I mean, it's possible we found a diary of a elf that we have seen before, so...
We put the orbs back in the chair.
Yeah, but nothing was changed inside the tower.
It didn't vibrate.
Well, so...
Guys, I'm still very confused.
Yeah, so are we. Let's go to a vantage point where we can see things.
You are standing just outside the entrance to the monolith. The sunlight's fading. You're in this sort of dark, gloomy, canopied forest with ice and snow on the ground. Around the corner of the monolith would be the top of the granite stairs that brought you up the slope to this place about, I'm assuming, 2 days ago. Did you sleep twice in the...
We definitely slept one time with the dog
Only
corpse.
the one time with the dog corpse.
That's right, yeah. So around about 2 days, because it's almost the end of the second night. So like 2.5 days.
We should have slept in that bed.
Yeah.
You're still wrapped in the bed.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we got rested reminiscing about Onas.
That's true.
Okay, should we make our way to the stairs? Can we do everything stealthily, quietly right now?
Yes.
Okay. We sneak to the stairs.
Okay, you follow the wall, the pitch black obsidian wall of the monolith along, and peek around the corner to the original clearing where you first met Gop and where the top of the granite stairs going down the mountainside is, or the hillside. And you do not see anyone there waiting for you.
Did you say peek, peek, peek?
My peak skills are at their peak. We do see that there is a city that's still there.
From this position, like the tree cover on the hillside blocks your view. But here's something you do notice.
Playing games.
A whole city has materialized here, but apparently this didn't include any buildings around the monolith. Around the monolith where you are now is still just forest only.
Ah, okay.
All right. Well, let's sneak down the stairs.
We proceedy down the stairs.
Okay, you carefully descend the granite stairs cut into the steep hillside in the forest as the light fades totally. And as you get about halfway down, you start seeing through gaps in the tree cover that all in the city down below you, which is quite big and stretches the full north and south reach of the valley and up the opposite side. You see that people are now lanterning. You see that the inhabitants are lighting lanterns and torches, and it's starting to move into nighttime
Guys,
mode.
They're starting to land.
That means I won't be able to edit out the first one now.
I don't think there's any way that I don't think we're sneaking to the...
Let's just stride right in there.
Yeah,
I'm going to stride. I stride. Proudly.
Stride. All right, yeah, I scuttle behind her. I don't want to get split up right now. We're in a strange city.
Yes, I scuttle. Well, I don't. I stride behind them. as well. Stride.
The first thing that you notice when you get down is that the statue, the two plinths and the fallen head are still there. Because if they were there and they'd fallen, obviously they didn't get disappeared the first time. So you see the two huge plinths that Bjorn had once hidden behind and successfully shot people from, and you see the huge head. But between those two plinths, instead of the snowy valley stretching out before you, you now see a sort of cobbled sort of high street, essentially, with all kinds of shops and buildings made of this sort of... they're all made of sort of like slate and granite and pine wood, which has been stained dark colours, and tiled roofs. And there's lots of lanterns being lit and people walking up and down who all look pretty much elven. To you, it's getting quite dark. The occasional person does look around and see you standing there, but they appear to think nothing of you, especially now it's getting shadowy.
All right. But the head is still on the ground, right?
Yeah, the head is still right there.
Okay. I fall to my knees, bang the ground with my fist, and say, "You bastards! You blew it up! Damn you!"
Actually, they did the opposite of blow it up. We
I'm not done. Damn you all to hell!
Keep talking.
You maniacs!
Okay.
A couple of the shopkeepers lighting up their lanterns look around and see you kneeling in front of the statue and shouting, and they sort of give you a funny look, shake their head, smile at each other, and continue about their way.
They continue their lanting?
They do.
Okay.
They continue to lant the lightens, and they in this sort of fading light, and in their minds, they don't appear to be telling you apart from regular elves. But of course, Seyda's at the rear, and they haven't really spotted you yet. If they are really returned from another dimension and were removed at an earlier part in Cacatherin's civilization, there's a very good chance they've never seen a human. Unless the alternate reality also has human kingdoms and stuff, I guess you won't know.
Yeah, I suppose we don't know. Hey, Seyda, is there anything you can wrap your head in?
I was going to say, do we have any fake ears?
Oh, well, I do have this giant silk robe. Do you want to just put it on your head?
You also have a...
Giant silver
You also
mask.
have a helmet.
Oh, but it's
I'm
of
not
those, like,
wearing-
Yeah,
white
it's an
people.
anti-theophanite helmet.
I don't know if that's the right thing to do
Bad
at this point.
choice.
According to the lore you've been studying, the anti-Theothanites, the mortal enemies of this civilization.
Yeah, that's not a helmet I want to whip out right now.
Okay, can I borrow your
Silk robe?
Silk
Yeah,
robe?
sure.
I use it to fashion a beautiful...
Burqa.
Basically, yes.
You DIY yourself a lovely headscarf.
I'm adding it to my list of possessions.
Be sure
Beautiful
to include
headscarf.
the adjective lovely.
Did she
Lovely.
do a great job at wrapping that? Like, is it an alpha burqa or is it just a delta burqa?
It's just a headscarf.
All right, forget it. It was funny to me. Thank you.
The listeners will get it.
Yeah, nerds.
So you're standing on the threshold of a street leading into this thing. The direction of the ornithopter is off south on the valley to your left.
All right, guys, we need to decide now, though. Does anybody want to try talking to somebody, or do we just head straight for the ornithopter and find out where it might be at?
Let's let Hob Pureblood do some talking.
Well, talking wasn't never my strong suit, but okay.
All right, in that case, let's just continue.
I'll try. You know, who knows what this town knows?
The trick is not to hit them first.
Oh, God. All right, yeah, this is a bad choice.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay, one of the apparent shopkeepers lighting lanterns, or lamping lanterns, let me get that right, sorry, turns around and says some words to you in the same dialect you heard the guy in the basement speaking, which is different enough that you can't quite get it. He must be saying hello, but Onas was the only one who had a handle on this language. So he says a greeting word, which you kind of, you know what he means, but you don't understand the language.
Am I able to repeat it back to him?
Oh, yeah, easily.
All right. And then I make a motion for sleep.
He smiles and gives you a thumbs up. He gives you 2 thumbs up and a beaming grin.
And I go, where?
Seyda, she's doing great.
Shreg, where?
She hasn't hit anyone yet.
He then takes 2 steps towards you and just launches into a spiel, which is gibberish to you.
All right, I take out a gold piece and give it to him.
Okay, you take out the gold piece and he looks at you quizzically.
I hold it out to him.
He starts asking you prompting questions in gibberish.
I just say the word for hello back at him.
Okay, he sort of smiles, scratches his head a couple of times and goes back to shutting up shop.
Oh, goodness, this is terrible. All right, guys, I tried. I can't understand them. Should we just go... how different does this look from Linake Raka in terms of just, architectural style, in terms of... would we be able to tell what these shops are selling?
Now, your hometown in the Midtowns, which is done in the same architectural town as the capital, Kikathraxia, is very similar. Mm-hmm. Sort of sloping curved roofs on more affluent buildings. This sort of pine wood and cedar wood and all kind... No, there won't be cedar in it. DM brain fart. Mm-hmm. Pine wood, woods of the great wood that have been stained dark colours, grey slate, tiled roofs. It looks very similar, but Linake Raka is the frontier town with a few traditional elven buildings, but lots of human culture and cabins and frontier stuff.
But anyways, I would be able to tell what looks like an inn.
Yeah, but there doesn't appear to be one on this street.
Okay.
Hjani, let's just go.
All right, so we walk... Well, let's just walk down the street towards the direction of where the ornithopter is supposed to be.
Okay. Walking in and about, you see people are turning in. They don't appear to be acting as if any massive changes happened in their lives. But now and again, you see a couple of soldiers doing a pair patrol through the streets. And you can definitely see there's something behind their looks. They're a bit... Although there doesn't appear to be any apparent trouble, they do appear to be on edge. Walking around. So when you see soldiers or people a bit more official looking on the way around the city at night, they do appear to look a little bit preoccupied. But no one stops you, no one seems to question you. Mm-hmm. And after about 20 minutes of going through these increasingly narrow streets, you eventually see this tower with a weather vane coming up, because it was getting dark and you couldn't really see it before. And here's what you're looking at, right? So you arrive in front of the tall, thin tower. The streets here are paved, and the buildings have tiled roofs with curved eaves. It appears to be some kind of temple district. The tower is at one corner of a square compound. The surrounding wall is about 20 feet high and topped with tiles, not battlements. If there is a gatehouse, it is around one of the other sides. As best you can tell, the inside area is open to the sky like a quadrangle. You notice guards doing regular rounds in pairs.
I think they found our ornithopter.
Should we walk to the side where there's a...
And it's fully night now, like dark sky and torchlight and shadows and stuff.
All right, let us do a full revolution of this place.
Yeah, if guards are patrolling it, there's some light, right?
Okay, so you want to sort of just inconspicuously...
Yeah, just walk around the entire thing.
Okay, from your orientation before the valley, which runs north to south, you're on the north side. And you walk around one corner... And not all of the buildings around here have got lanterns or lights. It's kind of quite dark. So you're able to stick in the shadows of this unfamiliar city. You go around the first corner, and immediately on the west side, around the very first corner, you see that halfway along this long wall is some kind of gate. And there's a whole bunch, like 8 people standing around talking, holding weapons a little bit down from you. That's what you see when you round the first corner. If you want to continue, you'd have to pass close to them.
How high is the wall? 20 feet?
Yeah.
So there's no way we can do a little peek over. We could.
Well, you
I
can
can
climb more.
try and
Plus, we all
climb.
get
Yeah,
on each other's shoulders.
I was thinking away. I attempt to climb, see how high I can climb up, and do a peek over the top of the wall.
Okay. Now, every now and again, a pair of guards just come strolling along the wall. Do you want to just climb directly up, or do you want to time it?
Can we time it? I want to time it.
Okay, so you stand back, and they appear once every about 2 minutes. So you would be able to climb up, but you'd also have to hide once you were up there to not be spotted. That's the risk you're taking. Think about it for 20 seconds while I make a couple of notes. What does Bjorn advise you while the DM makes a note?
You can climb and hide.
I can climb and hide, so I'm climbing. I'm going to be climbing and hiding. Can you guys stand at the either corners and just, if any guards come up, try to talk to them, just engage?
Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
Take their attention.
If you do a successful hide when you reach the top, you'll then be unseen by any guards. But
Right.
So, Bjorn, this is like, for you, really easy to climb.
Yeah.
Let's just say DC 12. So, what's your climb skill?
5.
So, technically, you could
Take 10.
take 10 on this, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I take a 10.
But then wouldn't guards be passing by 5 times then?
Take a 10 on the dice. Like, you could
Oh,
climb it in.
I
like,
thought that also meant like take 10 in-game minutes.
Oh,
I guess.
A turn, a non-combat action does usually take 10 minutes altogether, but he would be able to climb up in 20 feet in that time. It's fine. So Bjorn walks out into the sort of wider road, into the light. You reach the wall and you scramble up to the top. And now let's see if you can successfully crouch atop there and get yourself hidden. So what's your hide skill?
Plus 8.
Oh, wow. Because it's, DC 15. So I'm going to make you roll, though.
Yeah, here we go. You're going to roll. That's a 2, making it a 10.
Okay, so you get a top, but you're not really well hidden, so there's a chance. But, I mean, here's what you see. It is, in fact, a quadrangle. This wall is quite deep, and it seems that there are doors on the inside of the wall, and some windows, some buildings. And inside is just a wide, square, open area of grass on the inside, with a few small buildings around the edges. In the dead center of this area is your ornithopter. It's on top of a kind of wooden platform that's got like ropes attached to it and a bunch of logs under it where it's been like dragged on a platform essentially. You notice some other things though. First of all, there are 4 elven guards, each holding torches, surrounding it, just standing right on it. The second thing is on the inside of the gatehouse, the gate is shut, are 4 more guards, so 8 altogether. 4 standing on the inside of the door and 4 standing around the ornithopter. But there's one other thing. On the opposite side of the wall to the one you're crouching atop of, you can make out 3 kneeling bound figures at the side who have been captured apparently. 2 of them are hobgoblins, and one of them is a dark-robed priest with a silver helmet that encases his whole head and forms a twisted version of his own face on its visage. They appear to be bound at the wrists and kneeling down off to the side of the ornithopter. So that's what you see inside. The ornithopter in the middle, 4 guards right on it, 4 on the inside of the door, and Egonosvos and 2 hobgoblins sort of just bound at the wrist, kneeling off to one side within sight in this big open courtyard.
Oh, brother. All right. I take a look down to see if there's no guards on the street level.
That's a good question. While you're up there, they are going to walk past one time. So I'll allow you to re-roll. If you fail a second time, they see you. If not, you successfully let them pass, sneak back down again. So it's a 15, but you have plus 8.
It's 14 plus 8.
Okay, you lie down flush to the wall, you let the next pair of guards pass by, and then you silently jump down, skillfully, cat-like, and return back to the shadows on the other side, where you're...
We were going to help, but I guess, we didn't need to. We just trusted you, yeah.
Very cat-like.
Yeah.
All right, our ornithopter is in there. They've also captured 2 hobgoblins and what I think is Agonosvos.
Didn't you stab him in the eye?
Meta commentary. Did we see him come back to life? You saw him come back to life.
Oh, yeah, we did see him come back to life.
Yeah,
I
you
remember
saw him
that.
come back to life,
Yeah.
and then we hive-minded that. Unless there's more guys in black
It has
robes.
been previously seen and talked about.
Mm-hmm. Unless there are more black-robed guys in silver wretched masks.
We were in that tower for a long time and a lot of things changed.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on anymore.
At any rate, our ornithopter is there. And, 8 guards? It's pretty tight.
Okay.
I don't think we should rescue our ornithopter tonight.
Okay. I would rather do this under cover of night.
Yeah, I don't-
Really? Because, how do you think you... Because I don't think I can sneak past state guards, but I'm the only one who could operate it to begin with.
I know. I'm trying to think of that. because
You are level 5 badasses now.
we are level 5 badasses, but also I have no reason to hate these people or want to kill them.
That's true. You also haven't had a coherent conversation with them yet. So
Exactly.
Who knows?
Yeah,
They
that
might.
one guy was not a bad guy.
I know, he seemed pretty nice, and these are soldiers. I respect soldiers. You know, they're just doing their jobs.
What if? Here's what I'm saying. What if we created a version elsewhere, somewhere in the vicinity of this, like, say, a trash fire? And then see if these guys go and check it out.
All 8 of them?
Maybe. Or, God, I don't know. Or it would at least diminish the numbers and we could sneak in. And,
When having melee combat, you can specify subdue damage
Yes,
to, like, if you succeed in...
Well, I do
reducing the
have
hit
this
points.
silver mask. Maybe, I don't know, could we throw it somewhere? Would that be enough of a distraction if they are really against these people?
hey.
We could stick it on a pole and
Yeah.
wave it.
What's
I was
more
just
distracting
picturing
than
that.
a trash fire?
Actually, you know
than a
what? That's a
silver
good
mask?
idea. From the shadows, maybe we can do that from the pole. And then, you know, you and I can sneak up behind whoever comes to check it out and knock them out. And then we'll just keep on doing this until they're all knocked out. Does that not sound like a good idea?
It's worked in several
Pantomimes?
plays I've seen. Yeah.
Well, I mean, or, you know, we can then take the clothes of the people that we knocked out so that we're soldiers.
You know what? Just because
You don't
we've
think
never
that's a-
done
I wanna
something
try
so crazy
this.
before. So wait.
We
One of you takes the mask, puts it on a stick. I don't know where we're getting this stick from.
We're in a forest.
Yeah, it's fine. But then one of you goes and does a puppet show while 2 of us sneak in?
No, 2 of us are waiting in the shadows to subdue the people who come and check it out. They're walking in groups of 2, right?
Okay.
And then that way we can get the costumes, soldiers' uniforms of these 2 people. Oh. And then we can...
Luring them over, you see.
Yeah, and then, who knows,
God.
maybe one of us can wear the mask again and be another anti-theophanite we've captured. It's the something gambit.
But who's going to have to wear this mask again?
No,
Well-
nobody... wait, is somebody wearing it?
I'm not wearing
Okay.
I saw what happened to you,
You know
when
what?
you put it on.
Let's do this. Tell me what you want me to do, and let's get
Well,
started
you guys are
with this
sneaky,
plan.
Let
and I have
me-
a very long greatsword.
Let me put it in terms Colin would understand.
Hey.
You're going to lure the stormtroops into the Millennium Falcon, knock them out, wear their uniforms, and then someone's going to wear the silver helmet and become Chewbacca. Then you're going to take him into the detention center.
Am I the Chewbacca in this situation?
I guess so.
It depends whoever's wearing the silver helmet.
Yeah.
Right?
I call Han Solo.
I guess you don't even have to wear the silver helmet. You
Can
just
we
have to
wash
hold
it
later.
first?
Well, are we near a lake or stream? I guess we can pack it with snow and then,
The snow is falling.
yeah. You don't have to wear the helmet. You can just hold it in your hands.
Okay, just tell me
this-
where you want me to be.
I tell you what I'm going to do. This has been going on for a very long time, and guards have been walking past you on their patrols. And every time they walk by, they see the same 3 people just at the side of the road going, having this whispered, wildly gesturing. I wonder if any of them are going to are going to check you out. So, what skill is like counter to that? Bluff, right?
Yeah.
So let's have. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to have. I'm going to roll a dice to pick one of you, who's going to be approached by the guard to ask you what you're doing. And if you can succeed a bluff, you can just make gestures, repeat words back to him, and successfully act crazy or normal to send them away. If you fail, they're going to be suspicious of you. So the person who's going to have to make the check is... It's 1, 2, Seyda, 3, 4, Bjorn, 5, 6, Hjani. 6, Hjani.
Oh, thank God.
Hjani, what's your bluff skill?
0, I'm pretty sure.
It's based on your
Oh, it's based on my charisma, so 2.
Well, it's an opposed check, so whatever I roll on my d20 is what you'll have to beat. So eventually you've attracted the attention of one of the guards with this long animated discussion. And he just walks over and as he starts to approach you, let's see how strong his suspicions are. That's an 18. You look like complete conspirators.
All right, then. This is not going to work. It's a 3.
Okay, you are approached by 2 of the guards who sort of start giving you, even though you can't understand the language, like sharp commands, pointing at you and then waiting for some kind of answer.
Okay. All right. I automatically walk up to them saying, like, somebody else walk up and let's punch them in the face and take their costumes. I guess we won't have to even bother with the stick thing.
Okay,
in common.
Hjani approaches them, saying that. Seyda, you got 5 seconds to say your action.
I'm going to hit one of them as subdue damage.
Subdue damage, yeah, you've already said punching, so Bjorn, what's your action?